Since the start of the 2020 school year, children have been engaged in distance learning. In some cases, classes have been held virtually, and parents have been more involved in the education of their children. Every week, learning packages with a week's worth of material in various subject areas are worked on by teachers and would later be picked up by parents and taken home for children to do. It is submitted by the end of the week and graded. It was a move taken by the Ministry of Education as the learning gap increased because between March and June of 2020, students were out of school due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
In the system, we always have to find different ways of trying to maneuver ourselves as it relates to the delivery of education. It's dynamic and ever-changing. The first semester, coming from a perspective of a school principal, went well. There were some challenges, but as leaders, it is very important for us to try to find ways where we can find equity and balance within our school, our parents, our teachers.
Schools reopened today for the second term, but what has the experience been like for parents and their children? Keegan Lord has children at the primary and secondary levels. While as a parent, he's had to take on some duties as a teacher, he says that his children are adapting well.
For me, Duane, you could have never replaced one teacher, right? And in the first instance, one child learned everything from home. So for us, it's been one kind of a roller coaster. But at the end of the day, the kids them know most of the materials and been the fact that the teachers them been engaged with the kids them throughout the years. So it kind of easy in a sense, and it kind of rough. Rough in the terms that the kids in the boat whole day, but in the sense to give a time for get more engaged with your child and make sure you do their school works.
A review of the first semester at St. Luke's Methodist Primary School in Belize City is that their students have been excelling. Principal Pamela Bowden does admit that they have not been able to reach some students for various reasons beyond their control.
I would say maybe about 70 to 80% of what we did has been successful in terms of children coming in, working the packages, getting their work correct, because the teachers have checked also and they have given them reports during those months. Even though it is a new game for all of us, but the teachers have worked very hard and we have made sure that our packages are ready and that parents come in to pick up and to drop off work for the children, and so it has been working to a certain extent. One of the mediums that has been working for us is the WhatsApp chat. And through that medium, the teachers have been able to communicate, to work with their parents, work with their children, to assist them, to motivate them, to just interact with them.
There are concerns about the lack of increased interactions between teachers and students, not to mention psychosocial support for the youth and social skills development. Chief Education Officer Yolanda Gongora says that some instances must be considered, particularly as it relates to those fourth form students who will be sitting CSEC exams in the months ahead.
Particular for fourth form, yes, there might be a need if you are taking the science subjects or the technical vocational subjects for the delivery in order for the student to be able to carry out the experiment or the project that they're working on. So that is in one of our areas that we will need to address. At this time, we are awaiting a response from CXC.
Duane Moody for News 5.